My. How the tables have turned. Hey everyone, so following up with the Vic Mignogna case, as I occasionally do, we have accusations against Chris Sabat. It is kind of funny in a way, because you have all these voice actors from Funimation coming out and, accusing Vic Mignogna of all this crazy stuff, sexual assault, even attempted a rape at one point, pedophilia, which was a little bit random. And then in walks Chuck Huber, and he just goes, "No, you." So following up with Chris Sabat, we already know that he does a little bit of inappropriate things in the workplace, including but not limited to making porn parodies. And apparently he didn't just do that with his own voice, but he also did it with other people's voice, sometimes without permission. But inappropriate and weird is not nearly as bad as being abusive and threatening people for sexual favors in order to get higher up the ladder and get these voice acting roles. So Chuck Huber, another Dragon Ball voice actor, comes in and talks about his own experiences with Mr. Sabat. We will go through some of the highlights. I have been a voice actor for Accusations 5000, a company owned by Chris Sabat, since 2004, and have been an employee of Deep Space Mustache, a film company founded by Chris Sabat during 2012 to 2013. Only 1 year? The first time I heard Vic's name was in a conversation in 2003 or 2004 with Chris Sabat. This occurred while I was recording for a Funimation property at Accusations 5000. Why do I have such trouble saying that? Accusations. In that conversation, Chris Sabat verbally disparaged Vic's Christian faith and speculated that Vic was actually gay based on the way he dressed. Stereotyping, obviously. In that conversation, Chris Sabat stated that Vic was a pedophile. Okay, that escalated quickly. Who liked little girls. Despite these statements, he did not express concerns about risks to fans, which I thought was odd. So, I guess, he's not really taking it seriously, but he doesn't like the guy, and we kind of already got the impression that Chris Sabat just didn't like Vic, through Vic's own words. In virtually all conversations I had with these voice actors when Vic was not present, disparaging remarks were made about Vic. Typical statements included, "He's a prima donna, he's a douche, he's a diva, his clothes are gay," plus comments of his purported infidelity, dislike of his conservative Christian beliefs, and personal attacks for his support of Donald Trump. All of these comments were made at one time or another by Monica Rial, Jamie Markey, Chris Sabat, and others. All of them, however, conceded his ability to do his job. So he continues, Senior Funimation. Oh, I sense a typo there. Directors have described the work environment at Funimation to me as a den of poison, Kafka nightmare, and Orwellian slave factory. Jeez, that doesn't sound good. My experience working at Funimation was unpleasant. It is well known that if one falls out of favor with certain people, including Sabat, or if one tries to do anything to change the working conditions, that person will not be rehired as a voice actor. I felt threatened with not being used as a voice actor in subsequent projects if I complained about the work environment. Jeez. So it's basically just like a like it or leave policy, and they can treat you however they like, and I mean, if you try to complain about certain people, they just don't want to hear about it. When Dragon Ball Kai was being recorded in 2007, I heard rumors that actresses had been recast at Funimation for refusing sexual advances by Funimation employees. I consider these rumors credible, based on my experience working at Funimation and from direct messages received from a former DBZ cast member. I also heard that actresses who participated in sex with Funimation Accusations 5000 employees were cast in roles. I consider these rumors credible based on my experience working at Funimation. Credible, not confirmed. Just so we're clear on this video, these are allegations, and the idea of them having sexual favors in order to get roles is all rumor-based, but he personally considers it credible. So this is Chuck Huber. Chris Sabat is the owner of Akkuchan 5000 and is a voice actor at Funimation. Chris Sabat did most of the casting and recording for the Dragon Ball Z properties, including for the movie Dragon Ball Z Super Broly. Chris Sabat engaged in negotiations either directly through Funimation or for various projects with Toei, owner of Dragon Ball Z properties. The voice actors employed by Funimation generally consider Chris Sabat to be a de facto manager at Funimation, and they believe his approval and support is vitally beneficial to succeeding at Funimation, and the conventions and the converse regarding his disapproval. Chris Sabat has more influence at Funimation and other studios, including Rooster Teeth and Toei, than Vic has ever had in the anime industry. Huber also states that he and his wife fear direct, planned, and specific retaliation from Chris Sabat and those loyal to him in response to this affiliate that will be damaging to my reputation and career. And what's also linked on this article is a supposed direct message or a text message from the voice of Kid Goku and Young Teen Goku. And in this message she says, Sabat is a bully and has been out to get those who don't run in his pack since day one. I turned down his advances, and ever since then, since like 07, he has been out to get me and make my life miserable. Now, she hasn't confirmed whether or not this text message is real, and I think she has a Twitter, but I don't think she actually uses that Twitter, so. But it does look like the likes on her Twitter profile are usually pro-Vic and against the whole Funimation. So that's important to note. If, maybe she just doesn't want her personal tweets to really speak out on this subject, maybe she doesn't want too much attention on her, but it could be possible that she has first-hand experience with this type of stuff also, if this text is real, or maybe it's just a coincidence that she is against Funimation. Maybe she has her own personal reasons that aren't necessarily having to do with these sexual advances that Chris Sabat supposedly made. Regardless, I think it's needless to say, these allegations are really quite serious, and it sounds like it implies even a political reasoning behind why they wanted to kick Vic out. And we know how that's not entirely a new thing for having political reasons to want to kick somebody out of your little industry, your club, whatever you want to call it in this scenario. Hollywood is known for doing that too. Equally so, Hollywood is also known for you needing to do sexual favors to get higher up, to get better deals. But just because it happens often and is for the most part, normal, that doesn't necessarily make it not wrong. And of course, Huber makes it very apparent that Chris Sabat has a lot of power, which would be a prominent reason why people would not be speaking up against him. Even though he's been inappropriate in the workplace before. We have the recordings to just look at that. Obviously, like I said, it's supposed to be jokes, but it is a sign of somebody feeling as though they can do something that maybe other people in the workplace can't necessarily get away with. It wouldn't necessarily surprise me if he was taking this whole power to a further step and maybe trying to go full Hollywood in the Funimation studio. But these are all just allegations. There's no actual proof behind this type of stuff. Anyway, let me know what you think about this news right here. If you've been keeping up with the Vic Mignogna controversy, this whole lawsuit is quite controversial. It seems like the longer it goes on, the more allegations are made, like it just keeps on going a step further. Things are getting revealed about all kinds of different people, even some things getting, actually proven. And who knows what's gonna happen at the end of this lawsuit, really. I think Vic has a good chance of being $1 million richer, though. Anyway, like I said, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like the video, support it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!